Hey cats, just wanted to get together with you a little bit. Amy and I are getting ready to do yet another hike. So basically the idea this time, we're going to go ahead and do Cunningham Falls State Park in western Maryland, just north of Frederick. So the idea, again, will be a 2-night, 3-day kind of deal. We're going to get there sometime in the evening on Friday. We'll hike about 5 to 6 miles, not sure exactly how far, over to the campsite. Camp that night, get up the next day, do about a 9 to 10 mile hike up near Camp David around Catoctin. And then on Sunday, head on back to the car. So all together, I'm hoping to do somewhere between 20-22 miles of backpacking. We'll see how that goes. Wanted to go over a couple quick little changes we made in the gear. One of the first things we did, we got the Fly Creek 2 from Big Agnes. So we're going to go ahead. This shaves about 3 pounds off of our backs. So I'm really happy with this. It's a really small package. Second off, what we have here, for the ground cloth, I used this big old blue thing last time. I'm going to use this little piece of plastic now. It's going to save us about half a pound. It's still 8 ounces. I want to get a piece of Tyvek. Didn't have time, but Tyvek is coming up next. That's going to save us even more. So this is what's going with us this weekend. And then finally, the big item is really just trying to help out Amy. So what we did, we went ahead and got her a new backpack from REI. We spent about an hour there trying different backpacks on. This is the one that fit her the best. It's a REI backpack, about a 50 liter. And I'm going to try to keep it down to under 20 pounds with everything on her back. And I hope that that's going to be comfortable enough for her. But we'll find out. That's what the trail is for. So it'll be a busy day on the trail on Friday. Probably won't have a lot of time for video. But hopefully I'll be able to get some pictures and show you some pics. So until Saturday, see you on the trails, cats. Yeah, we just woke up. It's still pretty early in the morning, but after the rest that we had last night, not sure what we're going to do today. Amy found out this term called 0 day or Nero, so she's kind of trying to convince me not to go anywhere at all. So we're going to hang out here for a little bit as we recover from yesterday. And just wanted to show you, we had a little visitor last night, and we had this bag hanging up on this alleged pole that's supposed to save from raccoon damage. Obviously it did not work, so we lost a bag of oatmeal and some of our gorp, and so we didn't lose too much, but more than I wanted to. So I'm going to fix up that bag and we're going to hang it up in the tree properly. Little funny story, last night we heard the raccoon. It was around 4:30. I wanted to go out and do battle, but Amy wasn't too happy about it. Also, we were talking along the trail yesterday about possible trail names, and I started to call Amy Quarterback. And you say, why Quarterback? I said, well, because every time we were going up that hill, I would look back and she was a quarter-mile back from me. So, I don't know. For this trip at least, her trail name is Quarterback.
Thanks.
Here's the tent that we stayed in last night. It's the Big Agnes Fly Creek 2. It worked out really nice. It got down to the high 30s last night, but we stayed very warm. I think warmer than the last dome tent that we had. It's a little smaller on the interior. It's 52 inches wide at the head, 42 inches wide at the feet. But it's a little bit longer, so our feet weren't touching the sides of the tent as we slept. So all in all, I think it worked out really well. Here we are. We're going to take a little hike today. I packed up some stuff in my backpack, about 20 pounds or so. Amy's going without a pack. Her back is just kind of tore up. So we're going to take a little shortened hike. Instead of the 8 mile, we're going to do maybe around 4 or 5. So we're just going to take a nice, easy little stroll. We're going to check out Cunningham Falls and then maybe take a little walk around the lake. Billy goats avoid this area, let me tell you. Definitely we just had a billy goat scramble coming down the trail here. A lot steeper than Amy thought, but you know what? She kept on doing it. Hopefully it'll be a little easier the rest of the way down to the falls. Alright, cats. Well, we ended up walking about 4.5 miles. Amy is just really having a tough time with her back and her legs and her arm and her shoulder. I'm not going to say we're making a lot of wine, let's just put it that way. In the meantime, we're going to kick back in camp. Picked up a couple camp chairs from the camp store, and we're just going to hang out and rest and chill the rest of the night. See you tomorrow. Morning, cats. Here we are, beginning of day 3, and basically what we've decided to do for sure is I'm going to go ahead and hike back to the car. Amy's going to stay here and pack up the camp. So what I did, I just kind of winnowed down what I had in my pack. And from there I'm going to take that on down and go the 6+ miles down to the car, pop in the car and drive back and get up my lovely. Alright, cats, here we are on the Catoctin Trail. Any thoughts of me yellow blazing to the car are now gone. So we're going to go ahead and make this little hike, and we'll see how it goes. Show you all this fantastic sight of the power lines going up the hill. The morning sun, it's pretty fantastic. When we came by here 2 days ago, it was pretty righteous as well. And looking this way, that's up towards the camp at the top of that ridge there. Not a bad way to start the day. All of the creek crossings that I have really are in the beginning of the trail. This is the last one. Went through a series of mini creeks earlier, but I'm going to have to get across this, which is pretty easy. And after this, it's dry from here to the car. Take a stop here and catch my breath coming uphill. This is a perfect example of a second growth forest. About 1930s, this was all turned into parkland. Prior to that, these woods were used and harvested for timber to make charcoal for the Catoctin forest. And what we're left with now is nature reclaiming the land. So a couple deer just scattered off through the woods. Finally got off that rock scree uphill. Now I'm walking along a nice bed of pine needles. Sure does feel good on the feet after those rocks. So once again, I think I'm glad that we left, that we decided for Amy not to come out today. It was pretty brutal. I think her name, Quarterback, might have been 2 Mile Back. I'm pretty sure it would have been kind of tough. But for now, this is all pretty nice. Able to catch my breath once again. This section of the trail goes on for quite a while. It's pretty much just a rock scramble. This just seemed, I remember coming through this 2 days ago, and it was just, will this stuff ever end and just give us a nice little path. It's a lot of ankle twisters here. Something just seems to go on forever. Every now and then you got a little bit of moss, give your foot a little soft landing spot, like right around this corner. Facing southbound. Very awesome overlook. Well, cats, I made it back from the hike. Took me about 3.5 hours to hike the 6 miles or so from the campsite to the car. Got back, got Amy in the car. She had everything packed up when we got home. There's a couple things we learned. I think number one, hang the bear bag higher. You know, I'm not going to trust those poles at the campsites anymore. I tore it up. I'm going to have to buy a new bear bag now for the food. Number two, don't forget your bladder. We didn't have this at the camp. We ended up having to go to the water all the time to get water. Kind of a pain. Next time, just remember your gear. Then the final thing, you know, we had a lot of high hopes for this backpack for Amy. Just didn't cut it. So I think what we're going to start looking at is maybe some day packs. Just something she can carry, some water, and just a little bit. I'm really going to try to keep it down to 10 pounds. I think with summer coming up, we'll be able to do that. You know, weed out some of the clothes and some of the other things. So that's what we're going to do for now. I think I'm just going to kind of kick back, enjoy myself, and recover a bit. See you on the trails, cats.